All right, we're ready to start this 1 o'clock game on court number 2. We have Peter Stefaniak, Fontaine, and Jacob on the court. So I talked to you guys before the game started here and just said I'm just going to not interrupt you on the court. All of my information will be on this videotape of yours, unless I see something that's really crucial that I will get my viewpoint out to you out on the floor. So you had a good tip, a good toss, a good start to the game. That's always the most important thing. You never want to start the game not having a good toss or something ugly happens. It's a good 3-point mark there. Good job. Okay, good rotation. Okay. You guys all recognize it. Good, nice job. Okay, I'm going to watch eyes a little bit too. That's one thing I could tell if you're watching the ball, if you're watching your primary. So, I should be focused. Good move. That was a good foul call. Good patient whistle. I heard coaches screaming over there, but, patient whistle. Again, Fontaine, you were in the sea over there and stuff like that. If you saw that, that block on that player, whatever, it's something you also could come in and get. But Jacob did a nice job. He's watched the whole play, let it happen, and then patient whistle, and then made the foul call. This looks like it's going to be a competitive matchup. Both teams are going to be hustling up and down the floor. I think if I remember right, Lutheran, I think, was at the state tournament this year. So these are probably all the sophomore juniors that were at that state tournament game that were on the varsity team. And the other team is Blue Devils, so that's got to be Whitefish Bay, which plays in that North Shore Conference, if I remember correctly. It's a good get. Okay, that was a good get there, Fontaine, and now you go to report, and right away the coach is wanting you for getting holding calls or whatever. And again, you want to give him a nice comment. When he says, we will, coach. We will. We'll get it down here. So just acknowledge that you heard him. Our crew will be on it, coach. Our crew, we got them, and they have both ends of the floor here. So. Okay, I was watching eyes here right now. Everybody looks like they're focused on their area. That's what we want. Okay, Fontaine was a great call. But again, when you make the call, you gotta let your partners know where you want that ball inbounded. So Jacob didn't know exactly where the ball should inbounded. He kind of pointed over, and you kind of nodded your head. Yep, that's a good spot. But again, remember the ball should be inbounded where the closest spot to where the violation of the foul occurred. So if it was over more in your primary, on that side over there, because you were the C, I mean, so the ball should have been probably taken over out of bounds over on your sideline over there on your primary, instead of taking it outside of the primary here, where Jacob did. You guys got really interesting on the floor. Your position on the floor as the lead C and trail, so it looks very very good. That's a good call, Peter. Good call, solid call. Play was legally established. The blue player definitely plowed into him, made the right call. Patience, that's what we like. Good patience on the call with the signal and everything, and then your partners. Jerry, how are you? How'd it go?
Well, they did a nice job. Some rookies.
Yep.
Rookies got to get to the next level.
Yep.
They did it. So who's on that court over there?
Terry Verstrati. Got the white shirt on right there by the official. He's actually worked program in the last 2 years. Does a really nice job. He came on staff with me last year. Oh yeah. Friday night it got a little bit uncomfortable, and the board got a little bit slick, but they put these fans out, and it's done a really nice job. So. Okay, Peter, that was a good call stuff. Might just touch base with you a little bit there on your hand mechanics there a little bit, but definitely a foul call, and that's what's good. So. Yep. 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 He finished up here at 1 o'clock. He had, his last game was at noon. He promised Shelley that he would, you know, try to be home mid-afternoon and still plan something with the family if they wanted to do something. Okay,
Guy over there.
Peter, you probably look at that when you see that on your film. There was two players that were both kind of like entangling each other. Was there any pushing off or whatever to create space in order to get away, or was the defender holding on to the offensive player, not allowing him to get to where he needed to go? This is his third year.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah.
So probably does very little three-person, if any. Most of it's lower level.
Yeah, well, yeah. He wants to kind of get maybe up a little bit more, but he knows he's gotta work hard to get there. Yeah. I think he's probably trying to save his knees a little bit. You know.
None of us are getting anywhere.
Exactly. Yep.
You're here. You're 100% blindsided.
Okay, Jacob. Jerry's giving you the information there for, you know, positioning. I didn't even watch it. I was watching.
Everybody in the gym's going to see it but you.
I was watching
I can tell you stories
those guys how they were just kind of positioning themselves on, you know, on the free throw administration and stuff like that. But yeah, Jerry's absolutely correct. We'll talk about that at halftime here. You know, that position. So, because you need to be able to see the shooter plus your responsibility of the free throw players on the lane. Okay, there's big boy down there below, whatever, and missed an easy bunny or whatever. Again, from my perspective, I didn't see a foul. But again, you guys can view it to see once if contact occurred. Now, just again on that same play, that, you know, the shooter was going up. He was the one initiating the contact there, so that was a good no call. That was given by you three guys, that nobody made that call and bailed out that shooter for him going up there awkward and out of control. Okay, we had subs coming in and out there again. Something that all the crews need to look at. Talk to all the guys today too. It's a very simple process of bringing subs in. It's always the person closest to the table when you're in the front court, and when you're going in transition down the floor, it's always going to be the C, whether he's table side or non-table side. We never have a lead or we have a trail in transition. The new lead or the new trail in transition, bringing subs in.
Where was that violation?
go, good. Okay, getting subs in. Okay, yeah, I heard Jerry mentioned something about where was the violation on that over and back. A lot of officials want to bring it back to half court, you know, because it over and back, but actually you take the ball out of bounds where actually the guy touched the ball when it created the over and back call. So if that's 6 feet in the front court, you're 6 feet up. You're 6 feet up on that sideline inbounding that ball. You don't take it back to half court just because it's an over and back there situation. There he goes, Jacob. You were in the same position you were, and then Jerry showed you where to go, and now you moved right there. So.
Everybody knows we got one. That way, if he gives him another one, you're going, wait a minute, we've all got one. It'll save your butt someday, trust me.
Good point, Jerry. Jerry just brought up too, and I haven't watched that yet, but he caught it. That at the administration of free throws, everybody's communicating how many shots, you know, 1 or 2. You know, that making sure that when we're shooting the free throws, we are shooting just 1 shot if it's on a made basket, or we're shooting 2 shots because it was in the act, or 3 in the act, or a bonus attempt. Okay, on that particular shot again, you get into that gray area, you know, on responsibility of your primary. On is it the trail that's marking that 3, or is it the C that's marking that 3? And that's one thing you got to pregame with your you got to pregame. You got to pregame with your officials to making sure that you get that correctly. So. Okay, good job, Fontaine. You got the call. It was an intentional foul. Communicate with your okay. Oop. Good job getting together, making sure that you understand Fontaine had the right call. He had an intentional foul, so now okay, we should know this rule. Okay, it shouldn't take this long to adjudicate that call. Okay, you have that shooter is on the line, shoot 2, and then you take the ball out where the point of interruption was, where the call was made.
Free throw stands by itself.
Oh, just go down. You're administering. We're shooting down here. So you go down and you're administering. Okay.
So they are shooting a bonus?
No, they're shooting 2. You called an intentional foul.
But in this rule, it says it's 1 point in the ball.
Okay, then you just out of bounds.
So then the foul doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still 1 and 1, correct?
No. No.
Remember, it stands by itself.
It stands by itself. Yep.
That's what I was afraid was going like that.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, there's by tournament rules, it's just one.
No, that's
Yep.
fine. I was
Yep.
just curious. I honestly didn't know. I just
Yeah,
wanted to
no,
know.
it was a great call. It was a great.
Yeah, it was a good
I
call.
mean,
I
great
mean, you-
intentional call. It's something you normally would get 2 shots, and then you would get the ball out of bounds. This way, you got the 1 point, and then you get the ball out of bounds. So.
Oh, is it tournament rules?
Tournament rules, right?
Yep, tournament rules.
Not WIA rules, right? WIA,
Well-
you'd be shooting a 1-on-1 and then you get the ball. I
Yeah,
think, right?
you shoot 2.
Oh, you shoot two on a clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Move the ball around, guys. Take your time. That's the shot we got to be hitting. Well, we hit the last one. Oh, shoot. Hey, D up, D up, D up. Get out, get out, get out. Guys, we're at 14 balls.
All right. On some of the defense here now, there's a little pump stuff going on, so this is something you want to probably take care of so it doesn't get out of hand, because then you get into the second half, it's going to come down to, pushes and shoves and stuff like that. So if they know that you're calling it the first half here, or okay. Okay.
White, 25, hit, 2.
Definitely a good call. Absolutely. And it was good, Fontaine, that you did take that call, because it was coming from your primary again. That's the one thing we got to realize. We got double whistles. We got to look at each other and then make sure that we give it to the official that primary, is where that fall occurred and stuff like that. So that was a great job, Fontaine, and great job, Peter, that you backed away from it, Okay, we got 15 seconds left on the clock. All right, good first half. Touch base a little things here. All right, guys. All right, we're starting the second half here of the game. Guys did a nice job in the first half. Just talked about a few things at halftime, you know, as far as just little ticky-tacky things that probably, but are important, you know, as far as getting subs in correctly, positioning on the free throw lane area. And then I stress in the second half here, you know, making sure that you guys are calling fouls. Okay, we had a late rotation there. Fontaine didn't pick it up, but we made the adjustment. Nice job. I think I saw Peter waving Fontaine back up into the C position. So again, as you guys work games, it's gonna be pretty clear, you know, and you're not gonna have those changes, you know, where those little mistakes all occur. And you know, when you have a rotation change or whatever, and it's not picked up. It even happens to, you know, some of us that have been doing it for quite a while too. Again, the more you work it, the easier it becomes. The more you work it, the easier it becomes. And again, I don't know what the focus is for the three. If you're looking to work, I know down in some areas it's pretty much like it is today, where you're work different people, different officials on your crew. Which then that's when you got to be on your A game with knowing, you know, rotations and signals and whatnot all. A little bit easier when you're working with the same partners in your three-person, just like a two-person, because you kind of got that, you know, down pat amongst each other. So. Good hustle back, Fontaine. I must say, one thing that I'm impressed with is, you know, the amount of hustle of getting down and getting in position the best you can, you know, on these quick turnovers and stuff like that. That's good. So. Okay, there we go. Okay, Jerry showing Peter too in reference to. I know we didn't talk about it at halftime, which I wanted to, but you know, he's telling you, and you know that all three officials should be signaling amongst each other. You know what? You know. Yep. Okay, let's go, guys. All that was just a arm extension out because it could have been a possible violation in the lane, but the free throw was good, so we just keep on going. Again, all the mechanics and everything and the calls and everything are exactly the same in three-person as they are in two. There's no changes with any of that. The only thing you're doing is you got three officials on the floor as far as floor coverage goes and stuff. So everything you have done in two-person, or should have done in two-person, with mechanics and the foul calls, violations, is the same in two-person and three-person. Okay, the guy that just stole the ball now in a normal game situation, going down there and dunked the ball. And take a look at that, just kind of review, if you thought that was a legal dunk or any activity after that dunk that he initiated should have been penalized at all. So you guys look at it, and from your perspective, what do you think? So. At this timeout situation, I'm letting Jerry over there. He is communicating with you on a couple things. I'm sure there's things that he's seen just to kind of touch base with you on. So I'm not quite sure what they are, but hopefully it's good pointers that will help you in this game and down the road. We have white ball on the sideline to start up here. Whitefish Bay. Again, I'm going to say to you guys, got your floor coverage area here, your position of where you need to be. As a lead, as a trail, the season's been very good. I like it that we're not, wandering all over. You're kind of established, taking your steps only like one way here, there, and then maybe a step backwards or whatever. So, yeah. So, doing a really nice job with that. So, okay. You cause a rotation here. Now he's back. Okay. Again, one of the things too, that's another thing when you're working a game and you're working with your crew, with the crew in your pregame, is determining, when the ball is in the C area and the lead is opposite the C, our rule of thumb for our crew is always free throw line extended. Once that ball and there's players down, we want that lead. Our lead comes across automatically. If it's above that 3-point, if it's above that 3-point line area, if it's above that 3-point line area, then the lead would basically be ready to rotate across. But maybe it would wait a little bit and stuff like that, because the focus of the C is on those players and that ball handler, whatever that's going on, and he's probably not real close to looking to see that lead coming across. So just a kind of a point to throw out to you. Okay, I think I talked about that earlier. Again, we had two guys marking that three. It was kind of like in that gray area, so that's something, again, you got to look at, on whose floor coverage area. And on that out of bounds, Peter, that was off his leg and then went out of bounds on the sideline. So you were the lead. Is that sideline your responsibility, or would that have been Jacob's responsibility to make that out of bounds call when it went off the guy's leg and on the sideline? And then also where the ball was taken in bounds from. You made the call, which I think it should have been Jacob's call. and then you inbounded the ball on the sideline, on the end line where it should have been on the sideline where the violation occurred. That last one right there, that was a foul.
I don't know if Blue just initiated it and just wanted the contact, or
I think White was leaning into him. I think White was leaning in. But I really didn't have a good angle. That's just from what I saw. Jacob was just asking me about that last call on the floor that Pete made. So something for you guys to look at, you know, he was asking me that if the contact was initiated by Blue or was White actually leaning into the Blue shooter that he caused the contact and the missed basket. Okay, I know sometimes it's being done and sometimes it's not, but again, anytime that the ball goes out of bounds, you know, blowing your whistle and you are calling the color as well as pointing the direction is where the ball is going. So, Jacob, on that last call, you had the call out of bounds, so it blow the whistle, and then we got Blue or White, okay, with the point, so. It's a good get, Fontaine. I mean, good ball call and stuff, and okay. Fontaine, I think that was a great call on that travel. If you look at those pivot foot on that tape, you will notice that the pivot foot, easy, blow it. Great travel call. You'll see it. You'll see the pivot foot. That's what we're looking at. Okay, on this last call here by Peter, I think the contact was there. Again, I think it would have probably been better if you were a little bit closer over, you know, to the foul call. Again, the trail official is responsible for the whole backcourt area. It's not until the player gets across the half-court line is when, you know, the three-point areas occurs. So. So Peter had the call in the backcourt. Even I think Jacob was right, just a little bit, you know, towards half court there, by the midline, and it was kind of like a little bit maybe closer to him. Jacob, that's your call, but it would be a better sell if you were closer to that. And that last foul there, Fontaine, I don't know what you're calling. I mean, if that was over in Jacob, no, it would have been over in Peter's territory, or was it in your primary? I'm not sure what that ball call was. So, but look at that call that you made. You know, whose primary was that in? If it was over in Peter's and there was a foul over there and he didn't make it, you got to trust your partner, and he's got to take the plaque for not making the call. That was a stretch, I think, if I saw what the situation was. So. Okay. Again, you know, pointing a signal down, there's no mechanic that says on the ground. It's verbal. There's no shot, no shooting, spot, and then point to where the spot where the ball is coming inbounds. Okay. Okay, you made the foul call over here, Peter. We're in the front court, so you should have go to report to the table and stayed there. And you should have Fontaine, you know, move over into your position over here in the C. So, again, every foul call. Excuse me, every foul call that's made in the front court, whoever the calling official is, goes and reports to the table and stays there. Okay, give the ball up, Fontaine. Fontaine, you should be giving the ball up. You never, as the lead, take the ball out of bounds on the sideline down there. That's always the trail comes and takes it out. You need to focus on that baseline and all those players down there not be administering a throw-in. So, trail. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think, Jacob, you were coming up to get it. You just come and do that. You come and get it.
That wasn't my call. Yeah.
Well,
I apologize right away.
Yep. Okay.
It wasn't my call.
Well, you did make it though, but then you still continue now with not giving the right person to take the ball out of bounds. So you started to come up. You know that's your spot. Take control. Take ownership. That's your ball. The inbound. Yeah. No.
You just hit a timeout up there, right? Who called the timeout? Did you communicate to your partners like we talked in the last one? Hey, I got blue ball coming in after White's 30-second timeout. Gives the team, but your partners know, because as you get older, and I'm older than him, you You forget.
Yeah.
Shifter's blow is it?
I got him coming in.
You saw that dunk? Hey, you're down.
You're down, Fontaine. There we go. Yep. Move down. Alrighty. Okay. Here's another situation there. I think the ball was hit out of bounds. No foul or whatever. Hit out of bounds. It went out. Bounds on the baseline. Fontaine, that's your baseline responsibility. So you saw it go out of bounds. You blow your whistle. If you didn't see who hit it out of bounds or whatever, then that's when you come to Jacob and ask for help. And Jacob, sees it. Then Jacob sees it, and he's going to tell you, whose ball that is. But again, you got to remember your lane line responsibilities, end line responsibilities. Okay, you guys, I just want to let you know, I think you managed this game very well. Again, you're going to hear a lot of the things that I think that just need to be worked on will be on your video here. But like I said on the thing here many times, you guys do have the positioning down pat or whatever, know when rotations need to occur and stuff like that. So good job, and glad you could be a part of the camp. Thanks.